Good morning students. Welcome you to 10th standard English class. In today's video, we are going to see vocabulary and grammar exercises from 4th unit prose, that is book back exercises. First we are going to see the vocabulary part affixes given in textbook page number 101. The title is affixes. First we should know the meaning. Affixes means attach something to something else, that is the prefix or suffix. So in the earlier classes you might have studied what are prefix and what are suffix. Now we'll read the passage given here. Read the following lines taken from the text. In the English language, new words can be formed by a process called affixation. Affixation means adding affixes to the root word to form a new word. Affixes can be classified into prefix and suffix. If an affix is attached to the beginning of a word, it is called a prefix. If an affix is attached to the end of the word, it is called a suffix. So, first we should know the meaning affixes. Affixes means that is attach something to something else. So, next what is that? In the affixation means that is we are adding a prefix or suffix to the root word. For example, comfort. Comfort is a root word. So if you add comfortable, here able, that is the suffix. So the word which is added in front of the root word or base word is called the prefix, and the word which is added at the end of the root word or base word is called as suffix. For example, bicycle, bi, that is the prefix. Likewise, harmful, harm is the root word and full is the suffix. So by adding this prefix or suffix, we can form as many new words as possible in English. Here, few examples are given for prefixes and suffixes. First, we'll see what are prefixes. See here. First example, illiterate. So, literate is the root word or base word. So, il, that is the prefix used there. By using that prefix il, we are forming a new word, illiterate. Second example, disqualify. Dis is the prefix and qualify is the main word or root word or base word. So, by adding the prefix, we are forming the antonyms also, qualify, disqualify. Next example, supernatural. Super is the prefix here and natural is the base word or root word. Next example, suburban. Sub is the prefix. Next one is malnutrition. Here nutrition is the base word and mal is the prefix added to that to form a new word. Next we'll come to the suffixes. Suffix means the word which is used after the base word or root word. See the first example, childhood. Here child is the base word or root word. Here we are adding hood. It is a suffix. By adding that suffix to the childhood, it gives a different meaning. Next one, ability. Likewise, ity is a suffix. Next one, examination. Shun, tion. All that underlined words that comes after the root word is called as suffix. Next one is establishment. Establish is a main word or root word or base word. So, ment is the suffix added to that. Next one is slavish. Slave is the root word and ish is the suffix. And here in the next exercise we can see what is the exercise given here. Form new words by adding appropriate prefix or suffix. So once again I'll tell you, prefix means the word which you are adding in front of the root word and suffix is the word which we are going to add at the end of the root word. So here some few exercises are given. Accurate, that is you can use what? Inaccurate. Next one is understand, misunderstand. We'll go to the third word, practice. Here malpractice, mal is the prefix. Next technology, technological, ical, that is the suffix we are adding. Next word is fashion, fashionable, able, that is the suffix. Next one is different, indifferent, in is a prefix. So because it is used in front of the word. Next one is child, childhood, hood is the suffix. National, national is a root word and we are changing it as nationality, ity, that is the suffix. Original, origin, original, al is the suffix. Next one, enjoy, enjoyment, ment, ment is the suffix. So by using all these prefix and suffixes, we can form as many words as you can possible. Okay students, now you can take out your grammar note, or if you have your textbook, you can write the answers there itself. So we'll go to the next exercise G. Fill in the blanks by adding appropriate prefix or suffix to the words given in the bracket. Already the answer word is given in the bracket and you have to complete it using either you can use a prefix or a suffix. First sentence, he was sleeping dash in his couch, within bracket comfort. So how will you can change the word? Comfortable. So he was sleeping comfortable in his couch. Second one, Kavya rides a dash to school. Here cycle is given in the bracket. So you have to add either a prefix or a suffix. So you can add what? By. That is bicycle. B-I-C-Y-C-L-E. Bicycle. Next one, there was only a dash of people in the theatre. Within bracket hand. And write it as handful. F-U-L. So that one is a suffix. Next one, it is dash to cut sandalwood trees. Within bracket legal. So you can add the prefix il and make it as illegal. Fifth sentence, the dash of the president has been expected for the last half an hour. Within bracket arrive. So you can write it as arrival, al. That is the suffix. The sixth one, the man behaved dash in front of the crowd. Within bracket normal, abnormally. So otherwise you can write it as abnormal also, or abnormally. Next one, Swati had no dash of visiting the doctor. Intend. So here you can add the suffix shun, T-I-O-N. So intention. So Swati had no intention of visiting the doctor. The last sentence, the bacteria are so small that you need a dash to see them. Scope is there. So you can add the prefix micro, microscope. So likewise you can combine the sentences, combine either you can use the prefix or suffix. Students, now we are going to see the grammar part. That is, title is conjunctions. Conjunctions also you might have studied in your previous classes. First, generally conjunction means what is that? It is a link word or connectors which is used for connecting two words or two sentences like that. So for that purpose these conjunctions are useful, and now we are going to learn about conjunctions in a detailed manner. The first one, conjunctions are also known as connectors or linkers or link words. So the first point, what is that? Conjunctions. What are the other names for conjunctions? Connectors or linkers or link words. So in the second point, we use conjunctions to join words, a group of words or sentences. So in the second point it tells what is the function of a conjunction. So what is the function of a conjunction? It is used to join words or a group of words or sentences. So for these three purposes we use a conjunction. And the third one, there are three types of conjunctions. So now in this grammar part we are going to see the three different types of conjunctions. So once again I will just tell the what are conjunctions. First one, other name for conjunctions are connectors, linkers and link words. And what are their uses or functions? Why we use that conjunction? To join words or group of words or sentences. And we are going to see the three types of conjunctions. Okay, first we'll see the coordinating conjunction. First we'll see the definition. Coordinating conjunctions link two groups of words that independently make sense. So here what is the main function of this coordinating conjunction is it links or connects, what is that? Two group of words. Whereas in the conjunction, in the general definition what you have seen, you join a word or a group of words. So here its main purpose is two group of words that independently make sense. And make sense means makes a meaningful sentence. See here examples are given: and, or, for, otherwise, so, but, yet, still, as well as, etc. So these are all some few examples for coordinating conjunctions. So here coordinating conjunction means its main work is to link two groups of words that independently makes and give a meaning to the sentence. Now we are going to see the second type of conjunction, that is subordinating conjunctions. These conjunctions help us to introduce subordinate clauses. They are also used to join subordinate or dependent clauses to main clauses. First we should know what is main clause and subordinate clause. Main clause means it is a group of words which gives a meaning to the sentence, whereas subordinate clause, it is a group of words, it has to depend on the main clause to give a complete meaning to the sentence. So here we will see the examples for subordinating conjunctions. When, though, although, since, until, till, after, as, before, if, unless, whereas, while, in case, as long as soon as much as, therefore, so that, because, as if, however, etc. So all these examples will come under subordinating conjunctions. See, you should be thorough with all these examples, then only you know which is coordinating conjunction and which are all subordinating conjunctions. Next one, third type, we'll see correlative conjunctions. So what is the meaning of this correlative conjunction? So the two connectors in each sentence that are related to each other. Once again we'll see, these conjunctions are always used in pair. Pair means two. So this one will come in pairs. The two connectors in each sentence that are related to each other are known as correlative conjunctions. So from the name itself we can get the meaning. It is related to each other. So it is correlative. Then they see the examples. It's very easy for you to remember. Neither, neither nor, either, either or, not only but also. Next one is scarcely when, both and, no sooner than, such that, etc. So all this, if you see the examples, all these conjunctions, they come in pair. For example, neither nor, either or, not only but also. So they are called as correlative. It expresses what? Related to each other, and it is known as correlative conjunctions. Now let us see the conjunctions and their functions. See, in that tabular column, one side conjunctions are given and other side its functions are given. So in order to add information, so these conjunctions are used, that is and, not only but also, as well as, more, furthermore, besides, in addition. So that is, to add information we have to use these kinds of conjunctions. Next one is to indicate cause or reason. Suppose if you want to mention or tell about a reason or cause, so we can use the conjunctions as since, as, for, because, since then, before that, after that. So this second type is used for indicating reason or cause. Next one, to express contrast. Contrast means opposites, contrast views. But, yet, still, nevertheless, on the other hand, though, although, even though, on the contrary. So for expressing contrast we can use these conjunctions. Next one is to show the result or purpose. So for this we can use therefore, consequently, then, so, so that, hence, thus. Next one, for indicating the time, that is when, while, after, before, till, until, as soon as long as. So to indicate, if you want to indicate time, this particular set of conjunctions can be used. Next one is to add condition, that is if, unless, whether, in case, provided that. So when you want to express or when you want to add some conditions to the sentence, we can use this type of conjunctions. Next one is to express choice, that is or, either or, neither nor, otherwise or else. So next one is to denote comparison, likewise, similarly. For comparison we can use these two conjunctions. Next one is to denote place, we can use the conjunction where or wherever. Next, so these are all some important conjunctions and its function which you should be thorough with that. Let us see various types of conjunctions and practice how to use them in the sentences. Here few example sentences are given, so you can better underline the coordinating conjunctions given in the 5 sentences. First one, I rang up but he didn't speak to me. So here the word but is a coordinating conjunction. You can underline that one. Slow and steady wins the race. Here and is the coordinating conjunction. Third sentence, finish your work or you will not be sent home. So here or is a coordinating conjunction. Fourth sentence, the child was ill, so he was admitted in the hospital. So the word so is a coordinating conjunction. Fifth sentence, he is rich for he is hardworking. So in this sentence, for is the coordinating conjunction. Once again, I'll read that conjunctions used in the 5 sentences. If you want, you can note it down. First sentence, but. Second sentence, and. Third one, or. Fourth one, so. Fifth one, for. The second one is subordinating conjunctions. Here also they have given 6 sentences. So from each sentence you have to identify the subordinating conjunctions and underline that one. First sentence, unless you work hard, you cannot secure good marks. So here the word unless is a subordinating conjunction. So here subordinating means what? It depends on the main clause. Next one, wait till I return. So here second one is till. Third one, he is honest though he is poor. So here which word is the subordinating conjunction? Though is the subordinating conjunction. Next one, as John is very weak, he is not able to walk fast. So in this sentence, as is a subordinating conjunction. So suppose if you take this example, John is very weak. So it is a main clause also you can take. He is not able to walk fast. Suppose if we take the second part, he is not able to walk fast. So we should know the reason why he is not able to walk fast. So what's the first? Take the first part of the sentence. As John is very weak, he is not able to walk fast. Next one, I will return home after sunset. So here after is the subordinating conjunction. Next one, my uncle entered my house while I was doing my homework. So here it tells about the time, and so here while is the subordinating conjunction. Now coming to the third one, that is correlative conjunctions. Already we have seen that these correlative conjunctions always used in pairs. See the first sentence, Sheba is both a singer and a dancer. So here the two connectors that is in each sentence related to each other. So it is known as correlative conjunction. So here both and these two words are called as correlative conjunctions. Next one, neither John or nor Ram has attended the function. So here neither nor, they are the correlative conjunctions. Third one, no sooner did the teacher enter the class than the boys stood up. So in the third sentence, no sooner than. So these two are correlative conjunctions. So here it connects that are related to the each other. So it is called as correlative conjunctions. Next, fourth sentence, scarcely had they gone out when it started raining. So in this sentence, the words scarcely and when, these two words are correlative conjunctions. Last one, the car is not only economical but also feels good to drive. So in the fifth sentence, not only but also is a correlative conjunctions. So all these correlative conjunctions should be underlined and you have to be thorough with that. Students, hope you have understood this vocabulary and grammar part and try to complete all the book back exercise. We will send the answers. You can refer the PDF also. Already sent in your class groups. Thank you students. May God bless you.